Eylon, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
Thanks very much indeed for talking to us this morning. I'm looking at a couple of headlines this morning. One is that Iran has issued a fierce rebuke to Sir Keir Starmer and the West for impudently calling on Tehran to stand down from its threat to strike Israel. And the Mirror today has got a story saying that they're getting ready, this government is getting ready to evacuate Britons from Israel in the event of an attack. I mean, you and I have spoken before about this. There's always an imminent attack on Israel, isn't there? And sometimes the threat is bigger than not.
But this time it appears it actually is imminent. The United States says it shares Israel's assessment that Iran could launch a full-scale attack this week. And that's why it's so important that the UK government, together with the US, France, Germany, Italy, put out a statement saying that they are committed to Israel's defense against Iranian aggression and against attacks by Iran's proxy armies across the region. And it's so important to point the finger there at the problem. Let's take a moment to appreciate how crazy it is that the Iranian regime is threatening to attack Israel with a direct missile strike. And it's so important that the UK stand up against that and say, no, we will not allow the Iranian regime to destabilize the Middle East. We will not allow it to fire missiles at our partner and ally, Israel. We're committed to its defense. We will not allow Iran to continue exporting its terrorism and religious extremism across the region.
Are you worried at all about the position the new government here in this country has taken, i.e., you know, supposedly refunding money to UNRWA, which is obviously known to have links with Hamas and has even fired people for taking part in the October the 7th massacre, but Britain has apparently now decided it's a fine organisation that we should be funding. And also, we've got the Foreign Office now saying that they want to cut off any connection to arms sales, albeit small, to Israel.
These are pretty appalling developments. Israel is a UK ally, and these are no ways to treat allies. The funding for UNRWA is particularly shameful. UNRWA is a Hamas front. UNRWA hires terrorists. UNRWA allows Hamas to fight out of its schools. UNRWA keeps the Palestinians on benefits paid for by the British taxpayer in perpetuity until they can fulfill their dream of destroying Israel. Funding for UNRWA is a direct subsidy to Hamas's army of terror, and it should stop. But I do think it is important that the UK has said that it is committed to Israel's defense against Iran. And even the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, and I have criticism of his approach to UNRWA, has recognized that Israel is still surrounded by enemies that seek its annihilation. That's the big picture. And that's why it's so important that the UK stand with Israel in defending itself from Iranian aggression and make sure it has the weapons that it needs in order to fend off attacks from the Islamic Republic of Iran, because we know that if Iran attacks Israel and Israel is forced to defend itself, that means more chaos, more instability in the Middle East. If you want stability in this region, if you want security, that means a secure Israel.
Yes, and what about the threat from Hezbollah in Lebanon? What's that looking like at the moment?
These are all interconnected.
Yeah.
Hezbollah is Iran's proxy army in Lebanon. It attacked Israel yesterday. It attacked Israel the day before. It's been attacking Israel every day since October 8th, when it joined this war in solidarity with Hamas after the October 7th massacre. It's fired 7,000 rockets and drones at northern Israel. Right now, there are 60,000 Israelis who have been displaced. They cannot go back to their homes because their homes are being bombed. They've been put up in hotels and guest houses around the country. This isn't just a war with a Palestinian terror group in Gaza. This isn't just threats from the Islamic Republic of Iran. These are all Iranian proxy armies. The Islamic Republic of Iran has been attacking Israel through its proxy armies on 7 fronts since October 7th. Gaza, West Bank, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, in Iran itself. And that is why it is so important that the UK is saying we stand with Israel as it defends itself, not only against Iranian aggression, but against those proxy armies. Those proxy armies include Hamas. Those proxy armies include Hezbollah. And by the way, just yesterday, we had an attempted missile attack on Tel Aviv from Hamas. They missed and it hit the sea, but if it hadn't, I would have had to run for shelter. And here's the crazy thing, Mike. They shot those missiles from inside a refugee tent inside the humanitarian zone. Hamas is deliberately hiding inside civilian areas behind refugees, putting them in danger, using them as human sacrifices because it wants to see bloodshed in Israel, in Gaza. Hamas is a jihadi death cult, and it is that death cult that Israel is fighting together with Iran and its proxy armies on 7 fronts.
And in terms of the attack, imminent or otherwise, Israel obviously would be prepared for it. But is it now a nation just on high alert all the time?
Israel's a country on high alert, but I'll tell you something about the Israeli experience. Being Israeli is about trying to find normality in the most abnormal circumstances. People are not hiding at home, they're not sheltering, they're not panicking, and they're not rioting. People are just getting on with their lives. People are just continuing with their routines. Stiff upper lip, keep calm, carry on. And they know that if there is a siren, they know they will have to run for shelter, and some people, have stocked up on a bit of bottled water and some canned fruit at home. But people aren't letting Iran intimidate them. They know when it happens, it will happen. Our army will protect us, together with allies, including the UK and the US, that want to see stability in the Middle East. But we will not allow the terrorist theocrats in Tehran to interrupt our routine. We're getting on with our lives, and I think that's a very healthy, positive, and resilient approach.
Absolutely. Eylon, great to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Eylon.
Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay informed and inspired. This is Dejobnik signing off.